I want to explain to you how I, as a writer, use AI, how it can be beneficial, and what to be careful about. And then we're going to have a Q&A, and you can ask me anything, and I am happy to answer. So this book will be out by the middle of this month. If you're into consciousness, neuroscience, psychology, history, and philosophy, this is the book for you. Now, I want to take a temperature here and get a feeling for who's in the audience. How many of you feel like this about AI? If you all feel like that about AI, that is very understandable. Very. Now, some of you feel like Melanie. She don't care. So how many of you just don't care? Neither here nor there, no big deal. Yeah, you use it, yeah, you don't use it, no problem. Some of you don't even have a computer, and some of you don't even use artificial intelligence. That's okay. It's all right. That's very old school, and it works. You can handwrite just as well as you can type. How many of you are like me? I'm an AI, advocate, and yeah. So we've got a really good mix of people in the room today. How we feel about AI, because everyone has these feelings. So what are we going to do about our feelings? For those of you who hate AI, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're going to have to learn to use it. You don't have to love it, but it's going to impact you and it's going to affect you. So you want to know how to use it as a tool for your benefit. You're using it for you. You're not using it for anyone else or any other reason. For you. I think I'm going to move down to the floor. So if that is all right with you, I would like to get a little bit closer. We only have a little bit of time to spend together, and I have learned in all these years of speaking and training and appearing that when you have time with others, you want to make it count. So if you can all hear me this way, it's fine with me. In the back, can you hear me? Very good. I thank you for allowing me to come and share this time with you. And because it is Women's Equality Day in the United States, and you've read this story about Representative Bella Abzug and how she made this happen, I really want to focus on gender equality and men and women. How many men do we have here? You are in the minority, boys. Oh my goodness. We are a lot of women here, aren't we? This is wonderful. I will be the first to acknowledge that there are differences in men and women. And Homer and Marge typify that. There are physical differences between us, aside from what is obvious on the outside. There's a lot of internal things we need to be aware of with one another for our health and our understanding. There's differences in how our brains work, what happens to our brains, whether it's dopamine or hormone. How we process information is also differently. How our heart and circulatory system works differently. So please take a moment and review these differences. When it gets down to the stomach, it basically explains that Homer can't really hold his beer, even though he tries. Men are very weak when it comes to alcohol in their system, and so alcoholism is very rampant in men more than it is in women. So I would like to ask us if we can possibly re-perceive this issue of femininity and masculinity and view gender maybe through the metaphor of an eagle. Now, not only is this eagle our wonderful national bird, a powerful, powerful animal, but it is an incredible opportunity for us to learn how we can be like this eagle. Wouldn't it be nice if we could have a vision as strong as theirs? Their vision is more clear, more powerful, 8 times more powerful than ours. So when they're flying at 15,000 feet at 35 miles an hour, they can see prey on the ground and access it. Now, what does that mean? It means that they will survive. So if we are going to be like this eagle, this magnificent species, with the ability to see better, to be stronger, to fly higher, to fly faster, to excel and to exceed, let's use them as the metaphor. Their wings are very strong.
So I'd like to think that we as humans are the men and women, we are the wings of humanity. And one wing is men, and one wing is woman. But without both wings developed, our species is not going to excel or exceed any limitations. We're going to do what? What happens when a bird's wing is injured? How does the bird fly? In circles, hits the ground, dies, remains injured, and when it's on the ground, what happens to that bird? Is that a natural way to live for the bird? No. That's right, it becomes prey. It does not excel, it does not exceed. So what happens is, if we see ourselves as the eagle, and we know that we have to develop both of our wings equally, that men must develop and women deserve to develop, we must ensure and invest in our children so that they are fully functional and that they are powerful, more powerful than every preceding generation. They will be those two strong wings of the bird of humanity. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep. So our guest for the show, happily, is Tadia Rice of the Rice Consulting Group. Welcome to the show, Tadia.
Mahalo, Jay. Thank you so much for having me. It's a joy to talk with you.
So let's talk about your book. What's in your book? Why did you write your book? What audience do you expect will take a look at your book, and how will it help?
I hope that everybody will take a look at the book because it's really written for everybody. It is a book that is non-tech in many ways. It's a comprehensive exploration of artificial intelligence, of AI, the word that has permeated our society, for those who have a deep sense of curiosity. I have been a curious individual all my life, and that's what led me to go down the rabbit hole of artificial intelligence. I didn't know at the time that it was going to explode on me. And it's been a wonderful explosion. And given that I also am involved with ethics, I really looked at it at first from an ethics perspective. But then the more I thought about it, I said, I have a lot of questions for AI. So I took about 8 platforms and I started asking questions. Actually, one of my friends told me I've become a renegade warrior for AI literacy for the masses, for the public. And that's true. That is true. I think everyone needs to know. I don't care if you're 12 or if you're 112. You need to know about AI because you're using it whether you know it or not.
I would like to welcome everyone to our discussion of cherishing the diverse world we live in. I'd like to introduce our next speaker who's joining us from Hawaii, and that is Tadia Rice, who's Vice Chair of the Ethics Commission for the City and County of Honolulu. As a commissioner, she strives to advance the standards of ethical conduct to promote, improve, and maintain public confidence in government. Thank you so much, Tadia, for joining us. You now have the floor.
Thank you so much, Audrey. Like Reverend Fowler, it's always a joy to participate in any event or activity with you, and it's wonderful to meet you, Reverend Fowler. And I do hope and I look forward to more opportunities to interact. When humans can move beyond the ethnocentrism that I talked about and attain compassion and unity that I mentioned, then we will get to that place that Reverend Fowler talked about when we're there. But on our way to getting there, we have to create what I call transformational diversity, moving beyond the surface level of inclusion, actually having a deep cultural evolution. The goal isn't just bringing people together. It's creating conditions where our differences become the raw material for collective wisdom in every form, many beautiful forms. And this will require us to develop what I call diversity literacy, not just tolerance for difference, but a genuine curiosity and enthusiasm to learn about different perspectives that challenge our own. It's the difference between diversity as policy and diversity as practice, between inclusion as compliance and inclusion as competitive advantage. The ultimate measure isn't whether we have diverse representation, really, at the end of the day. It's whether we've created environments where the authentic self can emerge and contribute to solutions that none of us could have imagined alone, to create a peaceful world with security for all humanity. It will require our commitment to the sacred unity and diversity that we have spoken about today. And I just so appreciate listening to both of your perspectives. Thank you.